Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening, whatever time you're watching. Welcome to Your Onion Podcast Show. We have a very, very, very special guest today. Her name is Hilary Bainbridge, and she is the founder, managing editor. She is Mrs. Marhaba. Marhaba.
Marhaba.
Marhaba.
What do you like?
Thanks for coming on the show. This has taken years to get Hilary on the show. She's always dodged the question. Every time I raised it, it was, what? Yeah, I'm sure I'm doing this. Oh, sorry, I got to go.
What am I going to talk about?
This is it. You were saying, what am I going to talk about for half an hour? It's just like it goes very quickly.
It's a long while, half an hour.
Yeah. So, Hilary.
Can I ask you questions?
No, you
well?
can't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, you can ask me questions.
Me. Okay.
But let's kick the ball. Let's get the ball rolling. Give people an insight into what you were doing before you actually arrived here in Qatar.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been here a long time. So I've been here 36 years now. And before here was Kuwait, Saudi and Oman. So I got married in 1971. I mean,
I was
3. 71, exactly. So, and my husband's a civil engineer. And of course...
So where did you guys meet?
Well, that's another story. He was...
All right. What took you on your journey to these countries?
Okay. Well, I actually met Brian. I did catering at college, and I had to do an internship.
Where did you do that?
At Salford University.
Salford in Manchester.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brian was a student, and I did it in the halls of residence, and I thought my number had come up, to be honest, because it was all nailed. And it was like 17 at the time.
Pick of the bunch.
Yeah, 17 at the time. And he threw a bucket of water over me.
Why?
Well, I don't know. But I was walking.
What, you don't know to this day?
It was one of those things that... Well, I think they thought it was a bit funny because it was students,
Yeah.
And I was going to work, and suddenly this bucket of water came from a window, and there's all these guys standing there laughing.
So you were just passing by?
Yeah.
Just by coincidence,
yeah.
You were just passing.
And Brian was actually social secretary of the halls, and I avoided getting drenched, but he came and apologised.
He was the one that came and apologised, and you basically, that was it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't I was at college and I went away to work in Birmingham and then up in Nottinghamshire and then different
We're doing
places.
What were you, okay, you studied catering and then what?
I did 3 years. I trained as a chef originally.
Oh, so you wanted to be a chef?
No, I was just good at it at the time. I mean, you have to sort of think back, and it was, we're talking 1965 here.
Yeah.
So, and there wasn't even a catering, and there was no degrees. There was not a university degrade in catering.
No, I can believe it.
Any related subject. So you kicked off doing a chef's course, and they were all trade. So it was the old 151, 152, which were the standard things. And it was like the good old days. You saw there was no packets. If you wanted a chicken, you had to pluck at college, you plucked the feathers off
Wow.
it. And so I did that. And then I did an extra year on the housekeeping side. And then I went to work at Birmingham University as an assistant domestic bursar, looking after all the accommodation.
Okay.
Which included the
food.
Food, yeah.
And how long were you there?
Oh, a couple of years, 3 years.
And then you went to...
And then I went up to Nottinghamshire and had the worst job of my life.
Why? What did you do?
Well, similar thing, but I worked for the most horrible person imaginable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a nightmare. And I don't know whether I was too young or what, but no, it just didn't work. And I sort of was, it was miserable.
And Brian, where was he with all this happening? Did you still keep in contact with him?
Yeah.
Oh, you were seeing each other, were you?
No, well, on and off. as you do.
All right, I can see this is going to be a long conversation.
No, it's
All right,
not.
well,
No, it's not. No, it's not. So anyway, then I started working for a company called Gardner Merchant Food Services, who are part of THF. And I ended up as a district manager for them. There's only 2 women in the whole of the company and in the Northwest region. So, and then Brian and I started going out, and then we decided we'd get married. And so we got married. Well, then we bought the house that was too big, that we couldn't afford.
I think a lot of people do that.
And we went overseas. That's how we ended up overseas.
What, that kind of forced you to go overseas just to earn more money? And
yeah, we were skint. We got this great big house and no money. And it did seem like a good idea at the time, you know. And actually it was a job that came up for him that was interesting. So we went off, but we went off to Kuwait. And and
how was that for experience-wise?
72 or 3. Well, it was like, well, the whole area was very different, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
It was interesting. And then from...
So what were you doing? Okay, so when you followed him, did you stay at home or...?
No. I then had... Somehow we've leapt 10 years here because I had Harvey.
Okay.
And because we were married like 10 years before we had kids.
Yeah.
And because we were busy doing things, and as you do, you know, career things. You know, he was doing his career and getting his extra qualifications, and I was doing my thing, and I was actually having a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I got a nice company car and I worked with all these guys, and it was brilliant. And I didn't have to cook because, you know, I was sort of, cooking big quantities is really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Really, really difficult. Huge. I mean, so in the end I had, with Gardner Merchants I had 26 units from Liverpool up to Blackpool.
Yeah.
So it's good, yeah. So anyway, going back to sort of we've gone from Kuwait, we're now in Oman.
Okay.
And Oman was wonderful. And that was early 80s.
Okay. And are you still, what are you doing? Are you still involved with food, or are you
in
slowly...
Kuwait, it's difficult not to work when you've always worked. So
yes, no, exactly.
There was a girl, another expat who lived in an apartment below. So she looked after Harvey. And I went working for a catering company selling foodstuffs.
Oh, okay.
I worked for a wholesaler, Calaf.
Okay.
And that was quite interesting because I was sort of selling foods to the hotels. But, I mean, it's not like it is today,
I can imagine.
you know. So, and then after Oman, we came here.
Okay, so let's hear about that journey. So, you know, when you came here, how did you...
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was like, it was, you know, if you've been around a few of these places.
So what year was that when you came over here, when you first came?
Early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all curious. How did Marhaba come about?
Oh, that's a long story, isn't it?
Oh, no, we can't.
No. All right, it's not a long story. Harvey was quite a keen sailor.
Right.
And we were members of the sailing club.
Yeah.
And at the and the 2 boys, and Harvey, they were doing the first sail, the Gulf. And I was working for Gulf Times at the time.
How did that
Sorry,
occur?
Sorry about that. I've just lost.
Because you're in food. I know we're jumping, but how did you suddenly change from the food industry?
Well, there was nothing here that I could be involved in on the food side. It wasn't developed. There was only 5 hotels here.
No, I know. We go into that as well. But had you kind of done writing before?
No, I can't write.
Oh, you can't write?
No. No.
But you're working for the Gulf Times. What were you doing? Oh, you were doing it as sales.
I was doing the sales and the marketing. So, and that was good actually. And I went for an interview it happened, we saw an ad in the paper. Jill McCarthy, who was with me in the early days of Marhaba, and we saw an ad in the paper that Gulf Times were looking for people. So I said, come on, we have to go. We have to go and do this. You know, it'll be something to do while the kids are in school.
Yeah.
Because what happened, we both ended up outside the school gates. And I think this is the right story, but it's a long while ago.
Okay.
We both ended up outside the school gates. And I actually didn't think Harvey was old enough to go to school.
Really?
Well, he was, yeah, because I thought they went to school at 5 and he's a July birthday.
Right.
So I sort of went into school to check it out, and they said, well, he can start next week. And I sort of went, oh my, you know, what am I going to do? So Harvey went to school, and then Howard went to nursery. So, yeah, so Jill and I worked for Gulf Times, and that was good.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, Harvey
where did this come about? So it was at the sailing?
No, it's later. This was, oh dear. This was from the sailing club. The hotel manager at the Gulf Hotel, I made a little book.
So the Gulf Hotel was next to the Marriott Hotel?
Yes.
The old Marriott?
No, it's what is the Doha Marriott now.
Oh, okay.
It was the Gulf Hotel.
It was called the Gulf Hotel.
So, and the manager there was a guy called Alex Gasawa, and the sailing club's next door.
Yes.
So I made this little book, sponsorship book, and got money in to support the sailing event. And I persuaded the 5 hotels to advertise in the same book.
Oh.
Imagine, they'd never advertised in a competitor. You know, the
Nothing.
competitors had never done anything together.
And that's where the light bulb came about.
So, and Alex said to me, you know, you should really do this all the time. Do something.
Yeah.
And that was it. So the 5 hotels.
And you gave me, so you didn't have the first edition, but you gave me the second edition. Where's the first one? Is it somewhere in a drawer?
Well, it's in a cabinet. We've got one in the office.
Is it framed?
Framed, yeah.
Oh, superb.
We've got all those. And I think one went to the National Library because they got they got an archive.
Wow, so you're part of history.
Oh, God.
That's amazing.
I don't know about that. But, and the rest, you know, 25 years next month. Early next year.
Early next year is 25 years of Marhaba.
So, I mean, you lose things in 25 years.
Well, yeah, no, I can imagine. Are you going to have a big party?
I don't know about a big party.
Oh, come on. This is an amazing achievement.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people been involved in this over the time. I mean, there's been seriously some really good, really, really nice people.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to pull them back? Are they still in the country or are they all gone?
Jill McCarthy's still here. Yeah. Gina Coleman left. Gina was quite involved for a long time. She left, but she came in last year. We brought her in last year and she did some interviews and that was really nice.
Yeah.
And then there's people, people have gone, you know, I've had an editor from Singapore and another editor from different places and they're sort of, I'm linked into some of them.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
You do.
But as you pointed out, you know, on this edition, the second edition, you've got 5 hotels listed.
Yeah.
So there was only 5 hotels. So if everyone can see with the camera, that's the basic map of Doha as it was in, what was the year?
That was 94.
94.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite sort of, I mean, if you look at the sort of, I was looking at it myself and thinking,
Aladdin's Kingdom. I remember Aladdin's Kingdom when I came in 2006.
Yeah.
It looked a bit sad when I saw it.
Yeah, but some of the hotels like Sheraton, I mean, Faulting is still around. He was at the Sheraton for years, went to the Torch.
Yeah.
And
Sofitel?
No, they've changed management a lot of times. Okay. But Gordon Mackenzie.
What, he was
there,
beginning?
Yes.
Wow.
Then he left and came
Do you get
back.
that strange look when you say, I've been here for 35 years, and people look at you going...
Well, I'm actually older than... I mean, I've been here longer than most people have been alive. It's a bit... it's a bit sort of... It's one of them, isn't it? Yeah.
No, that's true.
But
so, how's the journey been? Because Marhaba for me was the first thing that when I landed was the first thing that I picked up. It was like the Bible. Well, especially in 2006, the internet wasn't really properly established here for kind of content and information. So, this was my reference guide for everything.
I don't think it's honestly never been easy. If that, I mean, it's never, ever been easy.
But when you say not been easy, in regards to what? Getting advertisers on board or just
both,
finding
actually.
good content?
I mean, finding good content isn't that difficult, but putting it together is actually quite difficult, because committing to print is, once you put something in print, it's there.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have, and if you look at, we've got 300 pages in there of information, and it all needs checking. So we actually physically check every single phone number and every single website, every single issue.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I suppose because there's
you can't do it online, Stefan, because things are online that have gone.
Yeah, that's true.
And people do not update their websites. So you really can't trust a lot of information.
So have you got like an investigative team that checks all this?
No, not really. I mean, it's
just everyone hands on deck.
To an extent, no. Sarah Palmer does the around town stuff and living in Qatar. Ola does education. Somebody else. We've got 3 people doing social media these days. They tend to know what's going on in the hotels and what's open, what's closed. But I mean, even we miss a lot of stuff these days, Yeah,
it must be quite hard to keep up with everything.
Well, you can only know so much.
Yeah.
And
do you have to chase people for them to tell you? Because people can be quite lazy sometimes and not tell.
And then it's like events. People don't want to publish events 3 months in advance, because we come out 3 times a year. December,
that's true.
December, April.
Oh, it's only 3 times. I thought it was 4 times.
No, but 3.
3 times.
Because that's the best catchment for what we do.
So when does it go out? Say again.
Hang on. December, April, and August.
Why?
So
why?
Well,
why did you choose
It was
those?
actually around school holidays, to be honest. But it worked. And that's when people come and go. And if you've got December, January, February, March, so those are good months.
Yeah.
April, May, June, and July. July's a bit quiet, but you've still got 3 good months in there.
Yeah.
And then August, September, October, and November. That's a busy season because the weather. August isn't so great. But
September, whenever it gets back.
And at the moment, we're working with, obviously QTA are very supportive. And we're working with 27 hotels, which is brilliant, really.
That's very good.
Because I'd actually like to see everybody that comes to Qatar go away with something tangible. Something that, because they're not going to go away and tell their friend to look on a website, are they? That's where I went. Look at that. Yeah. Maybe they'll say, I've got some pictures on Facebook, have a look at that. But if this is sort of kicking around somebody's house, and people take it home, they give it their mums, they give it the families.
Oh, yeah, no, I always do. If someone new comes in, that's...
Yeah, but the problem is, because...
But you must be the longest running publication. Are you though?
I think maybe we are now. Qatar Today was around, but I'm not.
But that's gone now.
That's gone. I think so. Yeah, but we're a bit all things to all men, because we need. It's difficult when you have only 3 issues a year to get enough revenue in to pay everybody. Well, yeah. So we tend to be, and when you look at people coming in here, they're mostly businessmen. Some tourists. So we've got like a tourist bit in there, and then we've got banking, and we've got health, and we've got education. So we appeal to everybody, really.
Yeah, well, that's what I liked about it, is that different sections for, you know, whatever stage you are. So if you're arriving, then you've got discovering Qatar.
Yeah.
Once you're here, then, you know, there's clubs, social stuff
And
to
it's
do.
nice. I mean, we've just had, there's just been the Wish conference.
Yeah.
So everybody that came in from Wish, we printed, we printed special copies for them. So they all took one away. So that was really nice. So,
But when you give, so your main income is from advertising?
no, they buy the copies
Oh, they
from
buy,
us.
okay.
So we did a welcome message in the front page,
Yeah.
and that's what we do for the hotels. We put a
you
welcome,
especially brand,
So
okay.
every hotel gets a welcome message from the hotel manager to their guest, and so and concierge love us because, you know, if somebody goes up and says, well, where can I go?
Yeah,
And
then they just hand...
And there's loads of maps in it, and
Oh, talking about maps, you did give me the latest map.
yeah.
So if anyone's watching the video, this is the latest map.
Yeah, it's changed a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, I mean...
Well, if you hold that one up, and then I hold
I'll hold that
compared to...
Yeah. I mean, look at the number of embassies here now. Yeah, I mean...
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And if you look at this, I mean, there's 5 hotels on here.
Yeah, how many hotels have you got
now? The columns, you know.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
How
And
much it's
places
changed.
like Qatar and Souk Waqif. And, I mean, they just weren't there. And, yeah. And, I mean, a lot of these places, there was nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
So it's really sort of... And we've done... I should have brought one, really. We've just done a new coffee table book called
really?
Come to Image, yeah.
Nice.
And that's nice. And it's
how-
a bit wordy.
How do
but-
people find this coffee table book? Is it in most
Yeah,
shops?
it will be. From the 1st of December.
Nice.
It'll be in Carrefour.
And that's
all those places.
basically documenting
Yeah,
bit
it's
of
just
history.
pictures and more information. We're good at information. yeah, because sometimes people want to know a bit more, and it's a bit on the heritage, a bit on different things, and yeah.
Nice. Have you had... So you moved... So you've actually got a website. When did you launch your website?
Oh, a long while ago. Long time ago. We started with a blog.
Okay.
And then the blog outgrew itself.
Yeah.
And then we got the website. We did have an app, but honestly, well, no. I mean, the website is optimized for mobile.
Yeah.
And we found that we were just trying to do too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, how was that transition from, you know, publication to actually publishing on a website?
The website's great, actually, because the book is the book. Everything that's in the book goes on site. And we do have a full digital version of the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, an ebook.
And that can be
available
found
through Magster. So
Okay.
a lot of people, a lot of people buy it before they come, if they, you know, as an interesting
that's
read.
good.
Yeah, and companies like North Oil,
Yeah.
they will buy 100 subscriptions, and we send them, and then they send to their people that are coming out.
So your
It just gives them a bit.
So your revenue stream has widened.
Yeah, but it's we're very cheap. No, we're. It's one of those, really, that our revenue has always come from advertising.
Yes.
And advertising now is quite difficult, you know, because people's budgets are compromised. And we've always tried to keep the book affordable. So the book's actually only 20 reals.
And didn't you say, like your advertising, you haven't really varied your advertising rates?
No,
they've stayed the same
not for a long time, yeah. And then we included online because people wanted value added. So
within the same package?
yes, it
Wow.
sort of grew. Well, it started off as basically the blog, and then we were blogging about different things. And then once we got the site up and running, we needed some banners. So, okay, let's include that in the package.
Yeah.
So anybody that advertises with us, they get the book, they get online, and they get banners. It comes as a whole deal.
Wow.
So, and the online team work really, really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. There's about
Well, you've got 3 of them now, so
3.5.
hold on. How does the half work? Have you got a midget that comes in?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean part-time?
Yeah. No, she's not actually part-time, but she does other things. In fact, everybody in everybody in the office multitasks, because we have to go lots of events.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes.
And,
well, I always see you guys at most events.
Yeah. Well, you
that
have
I can
to,
be bothered to
you
go
have
to.
Oh, well, it's okay for you, but I mean, we have to keep a lot of clients happy, and a lot of events are really nice, actually, and we have nice clients.
Yeah, I know, but don't you get tired? Don't the guys get tired of going to events?
Well, we do. They do get because clients do tend to forget, because their event is very important to them, and we have to remember this.
Yeah.
But it's only one of 60 or whatever. So you
have to really make an effort to smile and
No, not really, because once you get there, everything's usually and most are nice.
Yeah. So how's the market changed in regards to competition? You know, because you are the number one guide. Do you find that you are the go-to for information? So do you find your information out on different people's websites and stuff like that?
Oh, we've had terrible trouble.
And how do you manage that? Do you have any? Is there any copyright or?
Yeah, of course.
There is copyright.
Oh no, we have taken people
through
the Copyright Office. Yeah, we a couple of quite big magazines we took to copyright. Yeah.
What? And they've literally taken a chunk of information from your.
Oh well, one of them took the whole map.
No, I remember that. I remember having this discussion. Was it about a year ago?
No, it was a few years. It was a few years ago,
flies,
actually. Yeah, time does fly.
Yeah.
And actually, copyright were really, really good, and QTA were very, very good about that as well, because the map QTA were a bit horrified, and they were taking some books from this other, and they stopped.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
When you say copyright, is there an actual office for copyright?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's been here for years. It's really good. No, honestly, no, they're really, really helpful.
Oh really?
And we.
Is that just for print, or is that for everything?
No, for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you some info.
Yeah, send me some info.
Yeah.
Because I had a case last year where someone had taken a picture from one of our films and then used it in a publication.
Pictures are difficult. I mean, we don't actually give pictures to anybody. If people...
we ain't given anything.
Well,
it was on our...
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we have a lot of images where we don't know where they've come from. Clients send us images. And then we have our photographer who takes pictures.
Yeah.
So if somebody says to me, can you let me have an image of whatever? I say no, because we're not big enough to have a proper archive. We cannot afford to have somebody archiving and logging where everything's come from. So the easiest way is don't give any photographs away, and then you're a bit safe. But yeah, we had an incident not only a few months ago where somebody took all our listings, and the girls were furious because when they've done all these listings and everything comes in, but it wants so much work doing on it that they've spent hours doing this and getting it into a form, and then somebody just lifts it. So now on the website, there's a copyright thing, so you can't actually copy from the website.
Oh, that's good.
Which is a bit sad, because, I mean...
I know it's sad, but...
We would have been quite happy for people to copy and put it in the whatever and...
Yeah, and give you a shout-out.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're happy to share, a lot of stuff.
But people don't know that, or they can't be bothered. They think it's easier just to...
they can't be bothered. They think the internet's like the Wild West, And... No,
I made a mistake many, many years ago when I just qualified as a masseur, and I was advertising.
You were a masseur? You're kidding me.
Don't you know?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't see that on your LinkedIn profile.
No, actually, I haven't put that on there. But no, I wanted to get out of broadcast after 20 years, and I wanted a skill that I could take anywhere.
Oh, that's
And
nice. Where did
I
you
went
train?
Rawworth in Dorking. There's a holistic college there,
Wow.
and I studied holistic massage.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So that was my aim. That was my goal, to practice privately when I came here. But then I found out it was illegal to practice privately.
Ah, yeah.
You have to be registered under a spa or a hotel.
And have the sort of all the health checks and everything
Yeah,
else,
exactly.
the monitoring. Yeah,
So that
of
was,
course.
in the end, I just went and worked for Al Jazeera for a while. And
I
then-
remember you being there.
yeah, so I gave that side of the business. But I did set up a website, and I did have a few pictures that I took off the web. But I wasn't aware that, some pictures have a little tag and they can be
Yeah.
traced. And suddenly I had a letter from Getty Images
Oh,
to say, you've been using this, you need to take it down. It was just like,
oh dear.
so, yeah.
We had one. Oh, it was a bit awful actually. We did a front cover, and it was one of the Emir's horses, and we'd been sent this picture. So I thought.
So you thought
we
it was
could
original,
we
yeah.
could use it, and it actually. There was a photographer here called Rick Van Lent. Nice guy, and he worked with his dad and blah, blah, blah. And suddenly we got this letter, and I mean, but he was very, very nice about it, because it was actually a genuine mistake, And ever since then we've been really careful.
Really careful.
Really, really
yeah,
careful.
you have to.
Because, I mean, the last thing you want is a front cover image.
No, absolutely. And
then somebody
having to
says,
pull it.
"Oh, you can't do that,"
Yeah.
and yeah. But I worked it out on the way here actually, and I think we've produced 1.5 million copies of Marhaba.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
And it's printed here in Qatar?
Oh gosh, yes.
So you're
Yeah,
supporting local
absolutely.
industry and the whole printing?
Absolutely. Doha Modern have printed it. They've always printed it.
They've always printed it?
And they're super.
Yeah.
Because it's really quite difficult. It's not...
Well, and I've heard that, the printers here haven't been the best.
No, I think
in the
that's
past.
wrong. I think the problem is before the blockade,
Yeah.
everything was going to Dubai.
Yes.
Either going to Dubai or going to Saudi. So they were printing books, school books even, from here in Saudi. So if there's no investment here, they can't get better machines.
No, that's true.
So it was really a sort of downward spiral.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's picked up. They've got more equipment since the blockade, and I mean we've never ever had an issue. I mean we thread sew it, so you can put it in the no really you can put it in
Really?
the car in the car in the summer, and it doesn't fall to
Oh, wow.
bits.
Yeah.
But production-wise, it's a huge job, and they do super. Because I mean,
And how many do you print per issue?
it varies around 20,000. Sometimes,
Wow.
if there's more, yeah. But we supply a lot of hotels, you see.
Ah, yes.
So, and I mean that in itself, and Doha Modern do the delivery for us, so they will deliver to the Ritz.
Did you used to deliver? Did they? Have they always delivered, or did you?
No, they've always delivered, because you've got no idea what this amount of books looks like.
Oh no, I haven't.
I think, yeah. Well, I think the worst one was when we did the host city guide for Asian Games,
Yeah.
and they want 50,000 copies, I think it was. And when it came in a container, and we sort of looked at it and went, "Oh, what are we going to do with that?" Because we've got a storeroom, but it's not very big. I mean, it'll hold,
I can imagine. Yeah.
So you have to have a bit of an
Wow.
infrastructure as well.
So, looking at the future, leading up to the World Cup, are you going to be the official guide?
No, I don't think so. I mean, as with Asian Games, they have a lot of books that they produce for different things.
Right.
Hopefully we will be
But yeah,
there
you
somewhere.
should be somewhere,
No,
absolutely.
we'll be there somewhere. And I mean, what I would like to do is work closer with the new National Tourism Council.
Yes. How is that working? Have you?
Well,
have
they've
you
only
met?
just started.
Oh, so you
They've
haven't
only
had a
just
meeting yet?
started. No, but I mean, QTA take the cover. We'd like to be Well, I hope it's still around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. But it's one of those, you don't know. You don't know what officialdom will decide they want. And, I mean, obviously, a lot of it's going to be digital.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be able to do some maps, because we did maps for Asian Games. We've just done maps for Millipole. We do maps for a lot of events, because you cannot gauge on a mobile what the place is like.
No, you're right.
Whereas, spatially,
Yeah.
maps are brilliant. And we sell thousands of maps, thankfully.
Yeah. How much is a map?
Well, it's only 12.
12.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
It's peanuts.
Yeah.
It's less than the bun that goes with the cup of coffee you buy. I bought a cup of coffee.
That's more delicious than...
Yeah, I bought a cup of coffee yesterday and it cost me 26 reals.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you get a Marhaba for 20.
Absolutely. It's there for...
Yeah. But maps are, I think... I mean, you get in your car and you put your sat-nav on, you haven't got a clue.
No, you don't.
Where are you going?
No. That's what I was thinking today. You could be anywhere. It could be taking you anywhere, but you're none the wiser. You're just relying on this app to... Yeah.
But, I mean, the internet is so good for so many things.
Yeah.
And so bad for so many things.
Oh, absolutely. So, hopefully the book will be here for the World Cup in some shape or form.
Yep.
And for the, the website and stuff like that. Have we got anything else coming up? Anything else happening for Marhaba?
Yeah, we've actually got another little project that we're looking at now. We did have a dining guide and a shopping guide, but I think they've gone now because it's just really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Getting that amount. I mean, we had a dining guide with 160 restaurants in it. Well, collecting that amount of information and putting it into print is really quite difficult, and I think probably online is
that's more fluid.
You have to be realistic. I think small brochures small brochures are quite good. I've got another one.
So you
up
still
here.
believe in the whole print? That's still
where
your heart is.
I think so.
No, because I remember when I first met you, you were that's all it was. That's where your heart was, and the website was just like, oh well, if I have to do it.
Oh no! The website, we get about 3,000 people a day go to the website, which it's very busy, and the Twitter. They're doing the whole thing. They're doing Twitter, Facebook, and those figures are really good. But we're a site that, we're not selling anything on our site. So our figures are really, really good because we haven't got people coming to buy a car or sell a sofa or whatever.
You're just giving information.
They're coming to look for information. Yeah. So 3,000 a day is
very good.
Yeah, it is actually pretty good. And mostly from Qatar. They're coming to have a quick look at the news or whatever we've got. Yeah,
are you seeing a change now? Now that the world is focused on Qatar for the World Cup, are you seeing much more traffic coming from abroad or not yet?
No, not yet. Not really. I mean, there's more people coming in. There's more hotels going to open. They're ramping up now, I think, for 2022 on the admin, because they have to start looking at how the logistics of the thing now a bit more. Yeah. So, I mean, there's people coming in and
are you seeing different types of advertisers coming on board?
No, not really.
Just still the same.
Still still banks.
Yeah.
Still hotels, restaurants, schools. Yeah, because we do appeal to sort of newcomers, and if a tourist comes in, they'll because they're not pure tourists, a lot of them.
No.
So they are interested in a few other bits that are going on.
But that is changing now that the country has opened its kind of border in regards to wants more tourists to come.
Yeah, I mean we're.
But I suppose as a tourist you wouldn't really pick this up, but you would pick it up if you're in a hotel.
You get it in the hotel, or so this is going to the tourists through the hotels. Yeah. It's going to the newcomers, a little bit through the hotels, but through companies. We get a lot of companies like Qatar Rail will buy 300 copies to give to their staff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
a lot of personalised copies. Qatar Petroleum give to their staff. There's a lot of...
See, that's great because these big organisations see the value of this and appreciate, you know, the work that you put into this.
Yeah, they do. And as things have tightened up within the organisations, the HR departments have lost staff, you know.
Yeah.
So whereas they would put together a welcome package and do it themselves, now they say, well, let's go and buy a Marhaba, you know.
Yeah.
We know we can get one for, we only need 10, so there's not much point spending hours and hours and hours producing all this information. So a Marhaba's 20 rials. If they buy it in bulk, it's a bit less.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, do you think you're going to get a honorary visa and stay in the country?
An honorary visa?
Well, isn't
I
it?
doubt it.
No?
No, I think sort of you just do what you do, don't you? But I like
I think
it.
you've done
I like it.
I think you've done a great job, and I think you should be proud of what you've achieved.
Well, yeah, but it's not a lone achievement.
No, I know that. I know it's absolutely, but you are there at the
Mrs. Marhaba.
You are Mrs. Marhaba.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm starting to feel a bit older, though. You know, I'm sort of like the age of most people's grandma now.
Yeah, but you've got so much energy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
And, you know, your belief's still in this. It's
yeah, well, I like it. That's
absolutely.
there isn't a day.
There is no retirement, is there?
No, there is.
No.
I have to go. No, I have
there
to go
is?
soon. Yeah.
Okay.
No, there'll be a retirement.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I live up in the lakes, and I'm very much a sort of welly person at home. You know,
Oh, really?
I'm not. I sort of like walking, and I put on a pair of wellies, and that's it. But,
Nice.
But no, there isn't a day I don't enjoy going to work with the team.
That's
I think
that's the main thing. I think that.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Hilary.
That's all right. How long was it? How long was it?
Way over 30 minutes.
Oh, well, you'll have to edit.
No editing. This will go
all right.
as it is.
All right.
But thank you for coming.
It was a pleasure, honestly.
And how can people find the website? What's the website? Website address?
Marhaba.qa. Yeah, but that's always difficult, isn't it? When somebody does that. Yeah, Marhaba.qa.
So that's how
and we're on Facebook and Twitter and everything else.
All right.
Just put Marhaba in and something will come up.
Superb. All right. So everyone watching, this is the #1 guide for you to pick up when you arrive in Qatar, or if you're in Qatar and if you want to find out, you know, all the stuff you need to know. Yeah. It's in here. So
and a new one coming out next week.
And there's a new one coming in 1st of December. So thank you. Yeah. So wish you all the best. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.